What is up, guys? It's your boy Paul here, coming at you with another video today. Look, today I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of morning routines, how to develop one, why it is important, and should you develop one, really. And so again, as always, a lot of this thing is in context of what your goals are and what you're trying to do with life, right? And so let me first share my experience with developing a morning routine and everything like that. So when I came to Gainesville, I met up with a guy. He was an investor guy looking to start a couple different businesses. One of the things that he was telling me was, Paul, one of the first things that you have to do if you want me to take you on and everything is develop a morning routine. And I was like, okay. And so, he expanded a little bit on that. And you guys might think I'm crazy, but it literally took me up until 3 weeks ago. So it literally took me over a year to develop actually took me over a year and a quarter, what my proper morning routine was. And so I'll dive a little bit into my morning routine. I know in the last video that I talked about on how to spend your time, I briefly mention my morning routine and what is it exactly that I do, but in this video I'll go into it a little bit more, and then I'll share the importance of why you should develop one and then how you can develop one. Okay, so my morning routine looks like, I'll wake up. So the way I have everything set up, I keep my electronics out here. And why am I saying that in a morning routine video? Well, it's because it's important. Because I'm sure there's 99% of you keep the phone in your room, and even more than in your room, by your bedside. And I bet you set your alarm on your phone. And so it's the same thing that you reach over and turn off. It's the same thing that you pick over while you're in bed. And what do? You scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll. Worst way to get your morning started. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying, as far as if you want to get things done and get your morning started right and not having other negativity pour into your life, that's one of the worst things that you can do. So how do I start my morning routine? The night before, and it's by plugging my phone in out here. Now, the way that I have my room set up, I have it set up with my alarm, just a normal alarm clock, the red numbers, whatever, normal alarm clock. It's across my room on my desk, okay? And so whenever the alarm rings, I have to get up out of bed and then go shut it off. There's no phone to look at. There's nothing to look at. And while I'm already up, there's a decision every time. Go back to bed or move on, right? So I'm already up, and it's actually very, very close to my bathroom. So do that, get up, take the shower, and then every time, close, get in the Word. Once I'm in the Word for 30 to 60 minutes, praying, all that good stuff, I then come out here. And then what proceeds to happen after that is, like I said, I'll do some mindset training. I will do breathing techniques because I don't know if you guys know this, but breathing is actually one of the best ways that you can get your body, your mind, but also your body into a state of being in energy. And so I do some breathing techniques out here. And after, so it goes mindset, breathing, and then I go affirmations and stretch. And then once I do that, I may read a little bit, just plugging a few ideas into my head, and then I get my day started. But that is what my morning routine looks like before I jump into any work. It's solely 2 hours by myself from when I first wake up before I touch anything productive. Productive meaning business-oriented stuff like goals that I'm trying to work on. Because for me, it goes, spiritual. I got to get that first thing in the morning. The second thing that I need to protect the most is my head and what goes in it and what I'm telling myself. And so that's why I have mindset stuff that I do. Breathing, you got to have your physiology right. You got to have, you can't be low energy if you want to get stuff done. And so that's why I do the breathing. The affirmations, it's the confidence, and it's the belief that has an effect on all that stuff. And I stretch along with that. And then lastly, it kind of creates some good dopamine in me is anytime I read, I get very happy. So I'll read 20 to 30 minutes of whatever book that I'm reading at the moment. So that is my routine. It takes about 2 hours, and it's by myself work that I'm doing. Now, the importance and why you should create one. Why you should create one is because it's going to set your mind and your pace every single day moving forward. It gives you control. When life happens to you, you tend to play the victim mentality, the victim role. If you want to achieve a lot of things, you can't be playing the victim role. You have to be taking control of life and not let life take control of you. And so what happens when you segment the first time, however much that time is, whether you want to allot 10 minutes, 2 hours, whatever you want to allot to it, that is the most important part of the day. Because after that, everything comes at you. Business, family, wife, husband, children, friends, whatever it is may be, finances, whatever, life hits you. So if you're not prepared to deal with those things ahead of time in a proper and high mindset type of way, life's just going to happen to you, and you're just going to continue to fall worse and worse and worse. And so one of the reasons why it's awful to start your morning off with just scrolling is because you have no control now over the mindset that you're in. You're letting, the second you wake up, ads show up. This person's doing this. This person's doing this. It will automatically leave you feeling like you're a failure, like you're slow, like you're lagging behind. It's not creating confidence in yourself. It's not showing you that you're doing good things. It's wrecking your confidence. It's wrecking, what you're trying to do. It's wrecking everything about that. And now, your day starts off with, I can't do anything. I'm awful. Look at how good these people are. They're so successful. Look at Susie. They have a great relationship. It's so much dumb stuff. So if you're not taking the first moment of importance for your day, that's why morning routines are so important. It's not like they're a catalyst for whatever you want to do, but almost in a way they are, because you're keeping the other stuff out and only bringing in what you want to bring in, which is so critical to whatever you're trying to do. Okay? So now, let's get into how. How do we develop a morning routine? So this comes with knowing where your peak energy levels are at in the time of day. And this is what you got to develop. This is what you got to see. This is what you got to figure out. Some people are morning people. Some people are night people. And so depending on those things, whatever activities, like I said in the video the other day, how to segment your time, how much time you're going to give to something, is where you got to place these things. So if you know you are really, really productive in the morning, one thing that I would suggest to you, wake up earlier, start your morning routine earlier so you can get the business stuff done earlier. You want to do that earlier. For me, I like doing intellectual stuff in the morning, which is why I have my learning that goes on in the morning, my own time, my spiritual stuff. And I like to save business stuff. I will work on like the communication with people. I like to save that for after my afternoon session. That's when I like to do that. All the work on the business and all that stuff, I like it when my mind's going. For me, it's very, very easy to talk to people, and that's not like hard for me. And so I say that's to me easy. So I say that for the afternoon section, and I can do that calm. It doesn't bother me. Whatever deal's going on does not bother me. I can do that after. So I save the hard work, the intellectual work, all that work for the morning, and then I told you guys I break it up, in the middle of the day, but that's digressing because that's the other video. This is morning routines. So you got to know where your energy levels are at and what takes more energy for you to do whatever the things you're trying to do. Maybe you really like working out in the morning. Maybe for you say, hey, first thing when I wake up, I'm going straight to the gym. I'm waking up, putting clothes on, gym, then shower. That works for some people. I personally don't like working out in the morning a whole lot. I don't feel like I can fully be there, and then I get tired later on, and for me it just doesn't work well. I have figured out that for me it works well at midday, and so that's what I do. Maybe you're a breakfast person, maybe you're not. Maybe you want to include that in your morning routine, maybe not. I don't have that in my morning routine. I skip breakfast most of the time. But again, I figured that out for myself because for me it makes me drowsy, and when I'm trying to work on the intellectual stuff, I can't be drowsy when I'm trying to work on the intellectual stuff. I want all my blood up here and not my gut. So you got to figure out what you're good at and where your energy peaks at, whether it's midday, morning, or night. And as far as where your time goes, what you're trying to do with that. Also, what do you want to get done in the morning before any of the outside world comes in? Is your morning routine going to be 10 minutes? Okay, great. What does that 10 minutes consist of? Maybe it's just waking up in the morning and you're writing down how you feel, what your goals are for the day. Maybe you're a person that plans in the morning. I plan the night before. But again, these are all things that I've tested. Like, I did try planning in the morning and I realized, wow, that's really hard. Wow, I get stressed out if I do that. Wow, all this stuff. And so I realized, okay, I need to plan the night before. And that way for me, when I wake up, I already know what I'm doing. No stress, no worries. I'm not in a rush. I know when my first call is. I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing there. I know I have my 2 hours in the morning. I set it up like that. So you got to test things. Don't worry about it being so on track like right away because, like I said, I don't even know if that's a bad thing. It took me a year and a half or a year and a quarter to figure out what my morning routine was. But now that I figured it out, great. And guess what? It's going to evolve. It's going to evolve as, one day when I get married, or one day when I have kids, or one day, business gets bigger, different demands. It's probably going to change. And so, maybe have to adjust some things. But those first 2 hours of my day are my most sacred. Like, literally almost no one can touch them, maybe only an emergency, and that's it. But yeah, so I hope that with the examples, why I said it's important, whatever your goals are, and then the how to do that, and then just the testing. I hope that made sense to you guys. I hope that was able to explain a little bit about how I go throughout my routine, and maybe give you some ideas for starting to develop one on your own. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up below. As always, if you know someone who could use this video, feel free to send it to them as well. Maybe they're a little slow to get out of bed. Oh, let me say this little caveat as well. It is okay if you wake up late. Don't get fooled by, you have to wake up early to be successful, or you have to wake up early to do that. No. Now, I'm not one to wake up late, but I'm just saying this. I know people who do. It matters what you do within the time that you're awake. So whether you go to sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up at 9 a.m., I wouldn't suggest that because of circadian rhythm stuff and how your body works. But let's say that's you. Or let's not even say 3 to 9 because that's only 6 hours. Let's say that you're going 3 to 10, okay? And you wake up at 10. Okay, just go back to last video, figure out how you're going to spend your time between 10 and 3 a.m. and everything like that. So just want to say that little caveat to you. You do not have to wake up early, but there's obviously reasons why people do and why successful people have found that works. Okay, but anyways, just wanted to say that. So as always, stay tuned for next video. I will see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.